Klik subscribe-nya guys, lonceng, dan klik follow tanda plus merah dukung dan support channel MUALAF yuk. Banyak ilmu Islam yang bermanfaat buat Anda di video saya ini, saya akan terus upload untuk kalian. Lebih komplit videonya ada di channel saya, MUALAF yuk atau @jalan menuju MUALAF.
I think this is truly one of the messages from this week that has changed my life indelibly, truly and completely. I will never, ever, ever allow anyone at all to tell me about the Muslim people or Islam, because y'all's belief is beautiful. It's transcendent. You know, like, if this is the campaign to get nations to be Islamic, it's doing it. How y'all hold faith is with such an indomitable hope. Still will, but one thing I wish that Christians understood is, like, the broad majority of the Quran is literally just reiterating the stories of the Bible. That's it. That's all it is. Like, I mean, it repeats the story of Noah multiple times. It repeats the story of Moses multiple times. It repeats the story of Job multiple times. Like, it's just the Bible, but, like, it makes things more clear. And I think that that's why it is so easy for people who have read the Bible, who have truly accepted God, like the real God, into their heart at some point, to read the Quran and go, oh, it isn't this like fake thing. And in fact, it actually helps the Bible make more sense in a great myriad of ways. You know, like, the Bible is just a bunch of parables, which is fine. Some people learn through parabolic teachings, but the Quran is like, here's all the parables, but also here's a bunch of just straight up rules, because I know a lot of people struggle with rules, like struggle with gleaning information out of text. I mean, like, the Quran is called repeatedly in the text the reminder. And, like, at no point does it say not to trust the Bible. At no point does it say not to trust the Torah. It says, though, that these things have been deviated from, which it makes total sense, right? Like, how can anyone say that they have read the 10 Commandments and yet support genocide? One of the 10 Commandments is thou shalt not kill. You know? And so the Quran says to kill one person is to kill all of humanity. To save one person is to save all of humanity. Oh my gosh. Yet one more belief has been structurally proven correct in the Quran. When I was a kid, I learned of the Big Bang Theory. But I learned of the Big Bang Theory outside of the school that I went to. I went to a Christian school. And so when I heard of the Big Bang Theory, my childlike brain was like, oh, that makes total sense. That if God so willed it to create the universe, then of course it would be like one big bang happened and everything was created. That makes total and utter sense to me, right? And that, like, it would be a very volatile time, because if it's ever growing and everything like that, then it would take time to construct the planets and to make gravity. Like, But if God so willed, then there is no miracle that could be too big, right? That made total sense. And I remember going up to my youth pastor, not the youth pastor that taught me Judaism, but the youth pastor before him. And I was like, I know how God created the earth. I know how God created the earth. God did it with the Big Bang. And I remember being told very clearly that you can't confirm God with science, and that you have to rely purely on faith. That when God created the earth, he created the earth. And that when God created the planets, he created the planets. And that we should just trust that the way that God created it is outside of our realm of understanding. And yet, Surah 21, 30, miracles in the universe. Do the disbelievers not realize that the heaven and the earth were once one mass, then we split them apart, and we created from water every living thing? Will they not then believe? In the footnote says, this probably refers to the event commonly known as the Big Bang. I feel like I have been a Muslim my entire life. My entire life. And this isn't even the question that I'm waiting to be answered.